no one knows how long that's going to be.
Right.
And I know it's a little cliche, but it's really, really true. And I think one of the messages in my book, like you pointed out a couple of times, is that we really do need to take those moments and do something meaningful with them, because we don't know what's happening here day to day. And we don't want to sort of wake up at the end of a 30-year career of putting our nose down to the grindstone, not being so happy without having at least a little reflection on what gives us meaning.
I thought that I'd ask you this question, and I probably know the answer, I think. So the person that you were before this happened, the person that you are now, I feel like is almost the same person. I feel like this is the person that you've always been. You're just public now because sharing your grief and your memories in this collection, this beautiful book that you wrote. Are you that same person? Has it changed you?
It's a good question. No, I don't think it's changed me at all. I think if there was a change, when you're part of a partnership for so long, and then you're just a single person, you either find your voice or you don't, and I think that I have really found a way to discover my voice. And that has been through this really, really meaningful work that I've been engaged in. And we're writing this book.
It was something, all right, that book. Your book. I cried through it. I read some of the pages. I read it over and over again. I just wanted to make sure it was like sinking in. It was a very fast read, for sure. But there were parts that I was stuck on. A lot of parts I was just stuck on because I was kind of feeling your pain and your grief with you, and your journey with you. It was just so beautifully written. Everyone should read the book. My wife said, "You May Want to Marry Me" by Jason Rosenthal. I found you, like I was searching for you after I saw that you wrote this book. I go, I have to interview this man, and talk about this love story and this beautiful life and how the life still lives on.
Well, thank you so much for that. And I'm really glad that we connected. It's been great.
What do you want to say to the people that are listening, and the people who have, lost, like you said, a loss is a loss is a loss. However that loss is, what do you want to say to them?
Well, I want to say, continue to talk about it, because, you would be surprised that the person sitting next to you also has a shared story of loss. And it's difficult to start. It's difficult to begin to speak about it. But I think you'll find that once you do, that having that conversation with someone takes that relationship to an even deeper level. And that's really, really important. And I don't know, if you're talking about someone who's gone through a recent loss, I would say, hang in there. There's no timetable for this stuff. And at the beginning, it's going to feel like there is no light. There's nothing that you can see in front of you. But I'll promise you that with time, you will find light, and you will find joy, and you will find happiness. And accept it. Accept those patterns of anxiety and joy that are going to flow through your life. But time is a really unique thing, and it will help you.
I'll bet she's smiling down on you. And she probably planned this whole thing with her gift and permission for you to go on, and she certainly is and was a very special person, and both of you together, and what you've done with your grief and your pain and your loss is something to really amazing, and helping so many people. Who would have thought, right?
Who would have thought? Yes.
Your beautiful book. My wife said, "You May Want to Marry Me." Everybody has to read this book. I thank you for this and for talking to me and for being here today. And I'll continue to follow you.
No, I really appreciate that. It's been really nice to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of What's Up with Wendy. If you love this episode, head over to iTunes or your favorite platform to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Please also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at What's Up with Wendy. You can learn more about my podcast on my website, whatsupwithwendy.com. Until next time, this is Wendy Lowy Sloan. Keep being kind.